president a free hand to choose somebody to lead these delicate negotiations.
The Minority Caucus in Parliament says all companies involved in the building of the National Cathedral are operating outside the public procurement laws of the country and cautions them to stop. Addressing the media in Parliament on Thursday, the Member of Parliament for North Tong, Mr. Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa, said the Public Procurement Authority has informed them officially that they do not have any information on procurement approval relating to the construction of the cathedral. He said the minority would ensure that all those linked to this face full rigors of the law.
We received this response from the EPA, signed by its Chief Executive, Mr. Frank Mante, on the 5th of July 2022. Please be informed that the Public Procurement Authority holds no information relating to the construction of the National Cathedral by Ribade Company Limited. You may wish to refer your inquiry to the National Cathedral Secretariat. Yours faithfully, Frank Mante, the Chief Executive. The Public Procurement Authority, in response to our ITR request, is stating unambiguously and very clearly that they have absolutely no record whatsoever. If you read the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663, Section 14(1)(a) is very clear that whether the project is being funded in part or in whole, that is whether partially or fully with public funds, that project is subject to the procurement laws of Ghana. How did Ribade Company Limited come by this massive contract, which is now at $400 million? We want to serve notice. The judgment day is coming. We want a bipartisan probe, a full-scale parliamentary probe. And a day is coming that people will be made to answer. And all those who are in possession illegally of our tax funds will be made to refund all those monies back to the Ghanaian people.
The Minister for Information, Mr. Kojo Nkrumah, says funds allocated to the National Media Commission are woefully inadequate. With barely any funds, the minister says the lean budget is adversely affecting the Commission's mandate of promoting a free, independent and responsible media to sustain democracy and national development.
The National Media Commission presents its budget to Parliament, and Parliament approves a budget for the National Media Commission, just like many of the other independent constitutional bodies to function with. Speaker, as we have added more, may I say, responsibilities to the already existent responsibilities, it is becoming obvious that the budget as approved by Parliament for the National Media Commission are not adequate for the task that is set out for them to execute. It is the primary reason for which I say that their resources, particularly the financial resources, are limited. Indeed, we from our ministry have had to, out of our limited vote, support them to implement the coordinated mechanism on the safety of journalists. And we have had to be making some appeals to other bodies to also support them. So, Mr. Speaker, may I take advantage of this opportunity to appeal to this House that when the National Media Commission's budget for the next fiscal year appears, we join in advocacy that they get a bigger vote so that they are stronger to do their job better than they are doing currently.
We don't do the allocation here, so be strong at cabinet to say that the president must make enough resources to support you and to support the National Media Commission. Parliament, you know, we are helpless in this matter. Because as I said, it's a comment. Because the National Media Commission, as you know, I serve on the Special Budget Committee, even monitoring equipment in the countries, they do not have. If anybody goes on a local language and says something damning, we tears this country apart. We will not be able to respond appropriately.
The Minister for Information, Mr. Kojo Nkrumah, says funds allocated to the National Media Commission are woefully inadequate. With barely any funds, the minister says the lean budget is adversely affecting the Commission's mandate of promoting a free, independent and responsible media to sustain democracy and national development. The family of Jones Oforiatta has set up an award for the best economics student for level 200 students at the University of Ghana's College of Humanities. The $3,000 award, which starts from the 2022-2023 academic year, is in honor of Dr. Jones Oforiatta, who, as a lecturer at the University of Ghana, had a passion to encourage students to develop an interest in the discipline of economics at a basic level. At the first Jones Oforiatta Memorial Lecture at the University of Ghana, Legon, President Akufo-Addo described him as a man who expressed his opinions frankly, was a strong believer of market economy, and hardworking.
Affectionately called Ochehinba Kwesi Jones, was an all-round personality, a man of great ability in different areas. Dr. Jones Oforiatta was an academic, statesman, brilliant economist, writer and politician, and an embodiment of public service. And to ensure that the memory of Dr. Jones Oforiatta stays relevant, the family of Dr. Jones Oforiatta has set up an annual memorial lecture to discuss pertinent issues in economics and other related disciplines, an academic award for a level 200 student in economics, and another in leadership and endowed research chair at the Department of Economics.
The family of Dr. Jones Oforiatta is committing $3,000 to the establishment of an annual award for the best student in economics at level 200, initially for the next 10 years.
Recounting his encounter with Dr. Jones Oforiatta in January 1958 as a 13-year-old student at the Presbyterian Secondary School at Krobo Odumasi in the Eastern Region, Professor Michael Kwe described him as a super sharp young man.
On a bright Monday, when teaching began, Jones Oforiatta appeared in class, sharply dressed in white sleeves shirt, well ironed, and dark trousers. His shirt was tucked in, and he was beaming with confidence. For those of us who had a preference for arts subjects in particular, our history master became our hero in no time, and we continue to have an evergreen memory of him. It was a pleasure to mimic his baritone voice and postulate in his introductory words what is history.
Yoche Amweti Oforiatta said countries which have made impressive strides in socio-economic development did so not because they had natural resources, but rather their know-how. That is the power of the human mind.
Go back home and ask the teacher who taught you how to match your subject and verb and ask how he's doing. Ask how he's doing, because you didn't make this all by yourself. You left home when your father and parents didn't have a bicycle tie. Today, God has blessed you. You have 2 Land Cruisers. Go home and help build the community. Go.
President Akufo-Addo, who is a nephew of Dr. Jones Oforiatta, said he was bold, honest, humorous, and always willing to help in pushing the development of Ghana even at the peril of his life. He said Dr. Jones Oforiatta played a crucial role in standing against the military government of the National Liberation Council, NLC, in signing an agreement with an American company to take over Gihog.
I found it difficult to look upon as an uncle. I saw him much more as my elder brother. And he remained like that for me all through my life. I don't remember ever even calling him uncle. It was Jones to me. But he acted as an elder brother for me. And an elder brother who stood beside me very, very strongly. With a really great sense of humor. So it was very easy to be attached to him and to value his company. First time he became really prominent in the affairs of Ghana was when he stood up to attack an agreement that the then military government of the National Liberation Council had made with an American company to come and buy Gihog Pharmaceuticals, Abbott, Many of us were really quite surprised, knowing how close he was to important members of that government and their extensions, that he could do it. But then he exhibited, on that occasion, a trait that was to be him all through his life.
Dr. Jones Oforiatta's academic career began and straddles 3 continents. Assistant Professor of Economics at the University of Manitoba, Canada, Assistant Lecturer at the University of Manchester and the University of Ghana. He had 4 children, including the Finance Minister, Mr. Ken Oforiatta. Edward Nyaku, reporting for GBC News.
Ghana's bold steps to restructure, build a robust and formidable mining industry has gained attention from across our shores, with a 6-member delegation from Zambia visiting Accra to study Ghana's plan. Led by its Minister for Mines and Minerals, Mr. Paul Kabusui. Of particular interest to them is the country's artisanal small-scale mining sector. They conferred with a Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. George Mrekuduka, in Accra.
You and I and all of us here have been mining as countries since the 1900s. We are talking about 300 years. That means that we have the human resource to achieve what we want to achieve as a people. So we need to see where is Ghana weak, where is Ghana strong, where is Zambia weak, where is Zambia strong, so that we can exchange ideas. So ourselves, as a New Dawn government, we are calling ourselves New Dawn with His Excellency, the President, Mr. Kainde Hichilema. By the way, he sends his greetings. We are saying, can we harness our resources and get organized? Ghana is one of the countries that has done very well in terms of harnessing the small-scale, miners. And if you heard from the news recently, Zambia has an outbreak of gold. It's all over, and we need to quickly learn to harness it before it falls in wrong hands.
Traditionally, gold has been strength, and in Ghana, we're leading in 2020, and then as at 2021 report, I think we are second in Africa now, because we are putting some regulations in place in terms of small-scale mining. You cannot talk of Ghana's economy without the mention of mining. So it's been contributing immensely towards our GDP. Just recently, we participated in a debate where we asked for ring fencing the revenue stream of the mining. Whatever we get must be ring fenced, and we came up with what we call the Minerals Income Investment Fund. So it's a fund that has been dedicated to raking all the royalties from the operational mine. So you pay your royalties, and that is not put into the consolidated. It is ring-fenced for the purposes of what we could point our hands on in future, to say these are tangible projects that we did out of, or we had out of the proceeds of gold or other minerals. So that's been helpful.
Technical universities across the country are meeting to share ideas on the best ways to use research, technology, and innovations to find solutions to the developmental challenges facing the country. The 2-day annual Applied Research Conference is currently taking place at the Accra Technical University.
The conference opened with students from the technical universities showcasing various things they have produced using environmentally friendly materials and their own interventions and technologies. The students believe that with the needed financial support, the country can produce most of what it needs.
We came up with this project to see how we can also implement technology in agriculture. Now we are implementing it with Internet of Things, that is IoT. Now how this works is that we are able to measure the amount, the soil moisture content, and we also measure the temperature, the humidity of the environment. then we have the ability to pump the water anywhere we are in the world.
We burn these waste materials, biodegradable organic waste material in the chamber. So the smoke that we rise, we trap it in this, and then we allow it to pass and we condense it in this drum. Then the liquid smoke begin to drop into the gallons. Okay? So this is what we have when we have passed them through several stages. We have observed that the liquid smoke is doing better, which can serve as a fertilizer as well.
The Applied Research Conference will provide the opportunity for the participants to review each other's research work, as well as serve as a platform for interaction between academia and industry. Educationists in the technical sector believe it is time our universities use their own discoveries and ideas to help the country find practical solutions to its socioeconomic challenges. The Minister for Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Kweku Afriyie, believes Ghana can find solutions to its own problems if only it works towards it.
We expect a close collaboration between the technical universities and industry to result in innovations that will transform our industries to increase production and create jobs.
The Deputy Minister for Education, Madam Gifty Chum Ampofo, encouraged the technical universities to help inspire the graduates to become employers themselves.
The Ghana National Association of Teachers in the Bolsa North Municipality in the Upper East region has entreated its members to remain resolute and not fall for any threat to return to the classroom in the ongoing indefinite strike action. The action is meant to compel government to heed their demand for 20% payment of their cost of living allowance.
Ghanaian teachers are on strike, and we are currently at the Kukum Agric Senior High School trying to monitor how the strike is biting in this school. So I spoke to some students and then the Assistant Headmaster Administration, Mr. Richard Isiansono, to find out how they are faring with the strike.
We want to plead with them because we are the final year students. We are going to write WASI. So if their strike continues to last for a longer period, we are going to suffer. So we are just trying to plead with them to come back for us.
We haven't done nothing at all. We are just in class playing like that, roaming about. So we need the Nanadu to come and help us.
And we, the final year students, will be having our WASI just coming on August, September. And we have to learn more, so we are pleading on behalf that they should come back to teachers so that we could learn more.
20% cooler, I don't think it's a big deal. At least even telling us something is enough. You see, so if you drag your feet for a whole month since May ending, we sign a warning and still it ended and no message, no meeting with government. So if teachers have decided to take this action, I don't think teachers can be blamed.
COLA of 20% they believe is not too much and that the government of Ghana can't do it for them. And on the side of the students, they are begging the government and the teachers to sort their issues out fast and come back to the classrooms to save them. For GBC News, John Samantha at Kukum, Esunafu South.
Now, you just watched Johnson Arthur reporting from Kukwum, talking about the teacher strike going on there. The Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, in the Bolsa North Municipality in the Upper East region, has entreated its members to remain resolute and not fall for any threat to return to the classroom in the ongoing indefinite strike action. The action is meant to compel government to heed their demand for 20% payment of their cost of living allowance, COLA.
All teacher unions on Monday, July 4, declared an indefinite nationwide strike over demands for the payment of cost of living allowance, COLA. The unions comprising the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, Teachers and Educational Workers Union TEU and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers Ghana CCT are demanding that 20% of their basic salary be paid to them. A crunch meeting held on Wednesday between the leadership of the four striking teacher unions and the government to resolve the impasse ended in a stalemate. In the Bosa North municipality in the Upper East region, teachers said they would not resume work until the government met their 20% COLA demand. Classrooms in the schools visited were deserted, with some few pupils playing on the premises. Some students retreated appeals to government to listen to the demands of the teacher unions. The Bosa District NAT Secretary, Mr. Benedict Apim, said in an interview that even though the teacher unions appreciated the negative impact their action posed to pupils and students across the country, their conditions of service also mattered. He emphasized that it was indefinite and not a sit-down strike action where members would decide to go to school and not teach. Meanwhile, the public relations officer of the Ministry of Education, Mr. Kwesi Kwatin, says a government will continue to engage the teachers on their demands.
Research tells us that qualities of a leader include integrity, good communication, empathy, courage, and respect, among others. These and other key guidelines are captured in a book certain to ensure efficient and competent leadership. Authored by the President of Young Professionals and Youth Coalition, Mr. Andy Osei Okra, the book titled "You Are a Leader" spells out why everyone deserves to be a leader. Mr. Osei Okra says the book has relevant key points to becoming a successful leader as the debate goes on as to whether leaders are born or made.
Leadership is one of the qualities many yearn to possess. However, like wisdom, it requires commitment, sacrifice, and the rightful application of knowledge. On this call, the founder and president of the Young Professionals Youth Coalition, Mr. Andy Osei Okra, has launched a book named "You Are a Leader." The author says the book contains essential keys to becoming a great leader.
Let us know what is servant leadership, what it takes to be a servant leader, and what benefits of the servant leaders are there to the people and to ourselves. Please, leaders are servant, period. I repeat, leaders are what? Servant. That is nothing more, nothing less.
Mr. Okra said what inspired him to write the book stems from how keen many people are to become leaders but lack the ability which affects most prospects in leadership.
You think government has failed you, but you have failed us. It's not government. Government are individual people. So it's not one person that becomes a government. So that is the point I'm saying, that everybody is a leader. It's not only political, that's about 3 to 5%. What about the 95% who voted them out? If you have also voted well and show our leadership skills, we have seen that. So I won't say it's government, much as I believe that we have elected them to provide workable solutions to address that we as citizens also have a rightful place to be as leaders and help to run our nation. And that is the trust of this book, that all of us need to build our nation and build our continent.
Guests at the launch of the book included former UN Special Representative of the Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel, Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers, and the MP for Techiman North, Madame Elizabeth Ofosu-Ejari.
You're still watching News Hour right here on GBC News and on GTV. We'll take a quick break. Stay with us.
Hello, you're watching the Business News brought to you by MTN with me, Esther Eidu Ohumewu. Boris Johnson has stepped down as the UK Conservative Party leader, although he intends to carry on as Prime Minister until the autumn. Under the watch of Mr. Johnson in July 2019, Ghana and the UK signed an interim trade partnership agreement in March 2021. The deal supports a trading relationship worth £1.2 billion. This can be termed as a major achievement by Mr. Johnson in promoting bilateral trade between the two countries. Ghana's first encounter with Mr. Boris Johnson was when he was British Foreign Secretary. In 2017, Boris Johnson, who met with President Nana Akufo-Addo, indicated his government's commitment to ensuring more investment from British firms in Ghana. During the meeting, he pledged to make sure that British firms came to Ghana in greater numbers and greater strength to invest in Ghana and take advantage of the economic opportunities available for investment. He was in Ghana as part of a two-nation West African tour.
We were the fortunate beneficiaries of many Ghanaians who contributed massively to our society and still do. In fact, we have several Ghanaian MPs in the UK, or MPs of Ghanaian extraction in the UK, as you may know. Particularly, we want to make sure that British firms come here in ever greater numbers and greater strength to invest in Ghana and, if I may say so, take advantage of the fantastic opportunities there are in this wonderful country.
In 2019, Ghana and the United Kingdom signed the Interim Economic Partnership Agreement. The agreement provides duty-free quota and free access for Ghanaian exports to the UK market, enhance the competitiveness of local industries, and improve the business environment in Ghana through development cooperation between the two countries. The agreement has also improved the long-standing trade and economic relationship between Ghana and the UK and also established a new framework for Ghana-UK collaboration, which will contribute to sustained economic growth in Ghana. The new agreement replaces the interim Ghana-European Union Economic Partnership Agreement, which governed trade relations between Ghana and the UK until the interim EPA agreement ceased to apply to the UK on December 31, 2020. In April this year, President Akufo-Addo held bilateral discussions with the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson at 10 Downing Street in London. The meeting was aimed at strengthening the ties of friendship and bonds of cooperation between the two countries. The two leaders welcomed the strengths and the depth of the partnership between the UK and Ghana, stretching across defence, trade and cultural ties. Mr. Boris Johnson has stepped down as the Conservative Party leader after over 44 members of his government resigned. The maiden edition of the online diploma in international trade by the Ghana Export Promotion Authority had Mr. Kweku Owusu emerging as the overall best student. At the graduation, the Chief Executive of GEPA, Dr. Ifwa Sabiasari, said the program is to enhance the competitiveness of Ghanaian exporters on the international market. The online program initiated by the Ghana Export Promotion Authority is aimed at providing participants with opportunities to understand how to trade internationally, how to formulate strategic options and define business plans in an international trade environment. The one-year program serves as one of the many building blocks in the third pillar of Ghana's National Export Development Strategy, which seeks to enable Ghana attain export revenues of $25.3 billion by 2029. At the graduation, the Chief Executive of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Dr. Ifwa Sabiasari, said the course content has equipped the participants to be well versed with the tenets of international trade.
The multifaceted course content, I believe, has equipped our graduates with opportunities to understand how trade internationally define business winning plans in an international trade environment, especially on our continent. And I want to believe that I'm looking at the next crop of business minds that will stem the tide of our continent within the decade and give us better figures to call out when we talk about intra-Africa trade.
A Deputy Minister for Trade, Mr. Herbert Krapa, said the course has come at an opportune time as Ghana has put the best foot forward in trading under the African Continental Free Trade Area.
You are graduating at a time when engaging the productive sectors of our economy could not be any more relevant. And at this time when you graduate, it is important for you to recognize the responsibility that you carry. You carry an extra responsibility because you are a pioneering class, and that's going to be a burden that is going to be on your shoulders for a very long time to come. Everyone is going to be looking to the pioneering class to see where you ended up, whether it is in the international sphere, it is in business, or it is in the domestic trade market. So I'm confident that you're going to be able to convert that burden into benefits.
The overall best student, Mr. Kweku Usu, said the program has groomed him and his colleagues well to participate competitively in global trade. Still on exports, Ghana's non-traditional export earnings increased from $2.84 billion in 2020 to $3.33 billion in 2021. Describing the 17% increment as outstanding, a Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry, Mr. Herbert Krapper, said the increase places more responsibility on the Finance Ministry to support the Ghana Export Promotion Authority to empower the private sector to increase exports.
Our year-on-year earnings from 2018 have shown a positive trajectory. 2018 year-on-year 2019, we saw a growth of about 10% on non-traditional export earnings. 2019-2020 year-on-year 3%. 2020 we saw a decline for obvious reasons. We dipped by negative 1.8%. Today, we find that 2021 year-on-year, we've increased our non-traditional export earnings by 17%. That means we've moved it from 2.84 billion to 3.33 billion United States dollars. That is significant. Our responsibility is simple: how we're able to empower the private sector in terms of market intelligence, in terms of the right and suitable competitive operating environment, and of course in terms of enhancing their productive capacity to be able to take advantage of these markets. That, we believe, is our responsibility, and that's what the Ministry of Trade and Industry continues to support GEPA with, to be able to deliver.
Let's have the interbank and commodity figures for the day. And that is business. Thanks for watching.
Hello, you're welcome to the Energy segment on News Hour. My name is Mabel Anang. To our first story, Aker Energy Ghana has received approval to extend the stipulated period for the submission of a development plan for its assigned oil block. The decision by the government of Ghana to grant the extension follows uncertainties about supplier commitments triggered by the war in Ukraine.
Aker Energy Ghana, a subsidiary of Norwegian-based oil exploration and production firm Aker Energy AS, is the operator for the deepwater Thano Cape 3 Point block. It holds a 50% participating interest. Its partners are Look Oil Overseas Ghana Thano 38%, the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation GNPC 10%, and Fuel Trade 2%. The decision by the government of Ghana to grant the extension follows fears about supplier commitments as a result of the war in Ukraine. Aker Energy, government and the licensed partners have agreed to work together to resolve the issues to facilitate timely submission of the plan of development. Aker Energy intends to become the oil and gas operator of choice offshore Ghana by maturing and producing resources in a safe, efficient and reliable manner to the benefit of the company, partners and the people of Ghana.
Energy Minister Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh has met traditional council representatives and members of parliament for Lower Manya Krobo and Yulo Krobo in the eastern region. This discussion centered on finding a lasting solution to the impasse between Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, and residents in the two Krobo constituencies.
Dr. Opoku Prempeh cautioned the chiefs against unhealthy public pronouncements as a new phase of engagement starts. He said inflammatory utterances have the potential of affecting the peace-building process negatively. Dr. Prempeh, however, expressed disappointment at the protracted nature of the impasse. He said violence should not be the route to solving differences where respect for the rule of law and democratic accountability is very much upheld in the country. ECG, with military escort, began installation of prepaid meters in Krobo communities last month, but that has been resisted in some areas, halting the exercise amidst demonstrations. The affected residents are demanding that errors on the postpaid meters in 2014, which resulted in overbilling and other concerns, are resolved.
We now bring you some data on national power generation and the water level in the Akosombo and Bui Dam. Health news is next. Do stay tuned. Time now for health, brought to you by Lufat, Tobingo's premium gift to Africa. Pharmacy technicians in the country are now required to write the Ghana Pharmacy Technician Qualifying Examinations being organized by the Pharmacy Council before being given a license to practice. Hitherto, the pharmacy technician, after acquiring a higher national diploma in dispensing technology and undergoing experiential training on the field, applied to be registered with the Pharmacy Council. The licensure examination scheduled to take place in October this year is expected to ensure parity in the training, skills and practice of the profession. To enlighten us more on this development is the Deputy Registrar of the Pharmacy Council in charge of professional development, Mr. Albert Redu Ako.
Health Professions Regulatory Bodies Act, Act 857, 2013, and its object is to secure in the public interest the highest standards in the practice of pharmacy. In so doing, Pharmacy Council is mandated to register practitioners. And we have categories of practitioners that we register, namely pharmacists, pharmacy technicians, MCAs, and over-the-counter medicine sellers. The MCAs are medicine counter assistants. This year, we want to register pharmacy technicians. And you may ask, who are pharmacy technicians? They are middle-level pharmacy practitioners who work under the supervision of pharmacists.
So you find some of them in hospitals, in teaching hospitals, district hospitals, and other healthcare centers. You will find some of them in academia. You will also find some of them in industry, and you will find some of them in pharmaceutical marketing, and so on and so forth. So this year in October, we are expecting that over 300 candidates will sit for the first time the Ghana Pharmacy Technician Qualifying Examination. Now, coming to the accredited institutions, we have both institutions which are government institutions and then private institutions spread across the country. So we are expecting that after their training and after they going through the 12 months experiential training, they will apply to the Pharmacy Council to sit the exam before they are registered. So the examination is going to form part of the registration process, just like we do for the pharmacists and the other pharmaceutical support staff.
That's all for health, brought to you by Lufat, Tobinco's premium gift to Africa. Jonathan is standing by with some foreign news. Please stay.